Oh, okay, this is freaking insane. Did PSO2 New Genesis just have a more or less perfect launch on PS4? I'm surprised as well because we're gonna go into it and go over everything that happened with the launch of PSO on PS4 and PS5. But before we get into that, welcome back to your number one stop for PSO2 New Genesis gameplay how-tos and all that jazz. And yeah, that was oddly surprising since, as we all know, that PSO haven't been, I get the best when they have come to launches of not any, county regions, but also as simple as introducing Waco. We all know the servers are a little funky for PSO doing any amount of a player base jumping in beyond, however many they'll by default most of the time. And this time around, it wasn't that. It was more of a Sega issue because for anyone that is curious and planning on playing a PSO2 New Genesis on PS4 or PS5, might it be coming back, might it be just joining for the fourth time, welcome, hello. Hopefully you would like, favorite, and subscribe because I got plenty of PSO content here on that channel. But with that being said though, I know most of us old timers here, which feel odd to say as I'm aging very quickly in front of all of you, that PSO actually had a good launch overall on the PS4, but the exception here, what I'm meaning by outside of Sega, was for whatever reason, once again, we will probably never know here, but for whatever reason, at the launch, they actually got it up on time. Maintenance did start a little early, and I kind of wish it was a little bit better communication about the exact date for when the maintenance would begin. But the only real announcement, of course, we got for this was, of course, over on the official website that they ended up posting about the early maintenance on the 26th at 3 a.m. So, yeah, as you can see, that is a little iffy. And without, I guess you horribly just refreshing the website in the middle of the night, that was the only real announcement I seen for it. Maybe they announced it in Discord. I couldn't find it. Let me know in the comment. This aside, for a communication with Sega here, the other bigger thing that ended up happening here was, of course, outside of they going down extremely early with not much warning, is of course how it actually launched. So, as far as being already player, if you already were playing PSO and you have a character and you in like other region, might it be Alio, Retain, Cabal, whatever, there was no issue, no lag, no queues, nothing that I at least seen anyway. And that was honestly very, very surprising because as we have seen in the past, not always the case when it comes to this, but this was a different story for brand new players. So the main thing that ended up happening here was, of course, right as soon as the server went online, PSO ended up having one single block that was meant for brand new players coming in. So if you've been around long enough, you will know the block system in PSO is not technically the biggest, though. It probably, maybe a couple hundred, maybe 2, 3, maybe 5,000 player base on it. Maybe any less than that. I might be being generous. We will never know. As you can imagine, by having one block, well, every character was funneling into New Genesis, you can see some issue. On, I guess, technically the upside, we did not have any queues because PSO just error out and you go back to the main menu. And on top of that, as I found out by testing, any of you was already inside PSO and you tried to join this block, the game wouldn't simply be like, hey, the block is full, you can't enter. It would literally kick you from the game as well. Lucky enough, the pop-up that ended up giving the code for the 614 code actually did say Soulboy 4, so I get that good. It didn't do that, to my knowledge, like the last couple of times we have had this issue, so I get good job adding more information into, your error messages on that. But with that being said, though, that might all seem pretty doom and gloom, and seem very, very dumb, and in lots of ways kind of is. But with that being said, though, lucky enough, we did not have a repeat of when the game originally launched back with New Genesis. I am oddly confused by how it didn't, because I was literally expecting to go into the launch of the PS4 expecting, okay, the game gonna be horribly unplayable for the first like day or two, and only somewhat become, I get tolerable in like maybe a week, because you know, with the track record when it comes to Sega servers, that's the way it seems. But no, like Sega was on the ball here, because once pretty much all that started happening, roughly about an hour into the launch, they did put up a second server, and then within the next hour put up a third. And now here we are now, being about, at the time of that video recording, about like maybe 15 hours later since the launch. And I can happily say that all that worked itself out, because lucky enough, they have on all 4 ships ended up putting in 37 blocks. And with it being, at the time of that video, being almost 1 a.m., you can kind of see how it's working out here. Don't get me wrong, block 1 is still full. But lucky enough, Sega was very quick on that, because like I stated, we did have up to 3 new blocks available by like about 3 to 5 hours after launch. And then after I took my little nap from doing my 30-hour live stream for PSO over on twitch.tv/Maconn. If you haven't already followed, be sure to do so. Link in the description below. But with that being said, by the time I woke up, and I was only asleep for roughly about maybe 5 hours, we already had 37 blocks. So I have to say here that at launch, no matter how dumb it seemed only having 1 block in place, because obviously they needed more if 37 blocks are anywhere from completely full to over half, especially during prime time tonight. Probably should have had that there at day 1, the second the server went live. So that could still be worked on. But overall though, they seem to move very, very quickly, or as quickly as they did, which is mind-blowing to me. So if you are planning on playing PSO2 New Genesis on PS4 or PS5 or any other platform, and you might be worrying about queues or login time or errors or bug or lag, I can officially say at the time of the video, like I said, about 15-ish hours into the launch, you got nothing to worry about. This was actually, all things considered, once you think about every other live service or MMO launch, it went surprisingly well beyond that for dumb decision. So overall, if you want to play, do not worry about any of the issues. The game is 100% playable. That from what I could see, and also after streaming for about 30 hours since I started my stream before launch, into the launch, into the video being recorded, I did not see anybody complaining beyond the first few hours when they only had 1 block. So it seemed like, on my end, I didn't feel no problem. I haven't seen anybody talk about it, at least when I was live. So it looked like the PS4 and PS5 version, well, along with every other version of the game, it's fine. Hop in, play it, and enjoy yourself. And of course, if you are going to be playing on ship 1, or if you haven't picked a ship, feel free to come to ship 1, because that is where I play. And of course, I do plan on streaming PSO pretty much every day for the next few days, so probably up into the weekend, as we welcome in all the brand new players into a PSO2 New Genesis. So honestly, come on in, say hi, and of course, if you come on over to Twitch, be sure to follow, subscribe if you can, or maybe Amazon Prime if you have it, because every little bit helps to keep the channel going. And also, by subscribing over there, you will, of course, get your name listed right here, right along with everybody, and that is supporting over on patreon.com/Maconn as well. Thank you, everybody who have supported the channel, everybody that have watched the channel over there on Twitch, and everybody that is watching here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Since we do stream to YouTube as well, so you can pick your platform of your choice and come hang out and say hi. And of course, with that, if you found that video helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you do thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bell below, and I will go ahead and see you all in PSO as well as in the comments.